Hey Jonathan, let's take a look at your week 1 assignment 4 drawings. Your cubes themselves look very good. The perspective is spot on here. They're seating really well and they feel very symmetrical, which is terrific. The value work and the marker work is good. The side-to-side technique that you're applying is creating some really smooth coverage. So each one, especially on the marker side of things, each side of the cube is just super slick and super clean, which is great to see. I almost would like to see a little bit more of a value distinction between the top plane and the front plane. It's definitely there. I can definitely see a lighter and a slightly darker, but I think it could be a little bit greater. And so one thing you can do to, if you know kind of ahead of time, which is something that you'll start to get a feel for the more you use the marker, if you know ahead of time that a marker kind of ends up being very dark when you side to side it, you can think about maybe just going in with a blind instead. Especially for an area that's kind of this small, you're not going to notice a huge amount of the blind being put into place. And just one layer of a blind is going to be a lot lighter in value than a side to side of the same marker. So, if you need it to be light, it's probably not a good idea to go in with the side to side because it's just going to make it a lot more dense and a lot darker. I'd also eliminate the outlines for these. Really just try to rely on the pencil drawing that you have underneath. You don't need to reinforce it with a black marker all the way around. Just as in drawing class, you don't want to do too heavy of a series of outlines because it tends to flatten things out. It tends to take away from the form of the shading, and it makes it feel a little bit more cartoon-like in that cartoons have heavy outlines around them, or I guess like cell-shaded polygonal stuff. If you have a cell shade on on that. So just nix that. Just rely on the marker and rely on your drawing underneath. The colored pencil stuff looks good. I like the fact that you're trying to introduce a color, which a lot of people did not do. And I thought you did a good job with this as well. I think you could, again, push the lighter value on the top. Try to increase the amount of white that you're adding to the top plane. And conversely, maybe darken this just a little bit more by maybe a little bit more blue, or a little bit of maybe the darker blue that you're here, just not as much of it. I think that way you'll have, again, just a better distinction. It'll be a lot easier to see the differences between the top, the medium, the side, and the front plane of the cube, the light, the medium, the dark. Otherwise, I think you're doing great. The side-to-side technique on both the cubes looks very good, so marker control and marker coverage is excellent. Perspective looks very good, and I like the fact that you're really kind of experimenting with getting the colored pencil and the marker to work together, not just reinforcing what's there, but actually altering the color that's there as well. So just keep it up, and yeah, we'll see you next week, I guess.